Welcome to another brand new video for the All Black Fan Pages YouTube channel. Again, it's me, Max, hosting the video, and today this is probably far more positive than the previous video. It's going to be about 5 potential Super Rugby Aotearoa player comebacks for 2021. I'm going to be doing the usual format. I'm going to showcase to you a player from each of the teams, then I'm going to talk through how I feel they could come back, and we'll go into a bit more depth on the matter. So first off, I have none other than the GOAT. I have Julian Xavier for the Hurricanes. Julian Xavier was just incredible. He was amazing, he was powerful, he was fast, he was strong, and at the peak of his career, he was just a huge idol for me, and he was one of the main inspirations for me, you know, being an All Black fan, because I didn't actually know about rugby until I was 11 years old when it came around to the 2011 World Cup. And seeing Julian just really inspired me to play, and you know, the guy was a huge role model to me. Julian Xavier did fall out of favour with the All Black selectors after Rico Ioane's rise, however, and he went to Toulon in France on a 2-year stint. He's now back with the Hurricanes for 2021 after returning to Wellington in 2020. We were saying the hashtag bring back King Julian, and it worked, and I couldn't be happier. So hopefully Julian can be back to his best and be in contention for an All Blacks role. It's definitely going to be an uphill battle for Julian Xavier, but I believe that he's once again going to stamp his foot on the game, and he's going to reintroduce himself as a household name for New Zealand rugby. The next player I have is Liam Squire for the Highlanders. Liam was in, I guess, a similar situation to that of Julian's. He fell out of favour with the selectors, even though it was at this time his own request. Then he went overseas, but ended up coming back to New Zealand. Liam Squire battled quite a few mental health issues, which I believe was induced by all the injuries that he went through. He's had a lot of time to rehab his body, get himself fit, and the guy is so destructive. He's bulked up to 117 kgs from his 113 kg playing weight a few years ago. He's 6'5", and he's always been a big bruiser and excellent on the rugby field. I think that Liam Squire, if he can stop himself getting injured all the time and just have a run without injury, the guy's going to be so destructive for the Highlanders, and he's really going to enjoy being back in Super Rugby, and he's going to love being a part of Tony Brown's side. He could even keep out Shannon Frizzell from the starting lineup after doing so many years ago. I believe that Liam Squire is going to have a wonderful comeback, and I can't wait to see the guy back on the field. Now, the next player comeback I think could happen could be Xavier. You wouldn't say that Xavier essentially had a downfall per se, but I do believe that Xavier's form in 2019 was far better than his 2020 form. The guy hasn't lost any pace, he hasn't had any injuries, but I do believe that the fact that Ian Foster wants to have Jordie Barrett at 14 to start alongside his brother meant Xavier was missing out on a lot of game time, as Steve Hansen and Ian Foster, as All Black coaches, have always wanted for some reason to have 2 fullbacks on the field and then a power winger in jersey number 11. So Xavier has kind of fell out of contention, I guess, and it would be awesome to see him get a good run for the Crusaders in Super Rugby this year, as he didn't really get too much time to impress in a black jersey. He only played 1 test in 2020, and it wasn't a very good performance at all. His defence was a bit lopsided, and he didn't get too many opportunities with the ball in hand. But I think now that George Bridge is going to be out, and Lester Whanganuku is going to come into the starting lineup, Xavier could perhaps be looked at for a bit more leadership, and that could even bring out the best in him. The next player I want to talk about is somebody who was always talked as a potential future All Black captain. Luke Jacobson from the Chiefs was a leader all the way back in 2017 when he was captaining the New Zealand under-20s to a title. And a lot of people were saying in 2019 that the guy's looking really good and he could perhaps be a future captain for the All Blacks. The guy's got a wee bit of pace. He's got concrete shoulders, as he's famously known for in Waikato. And the guy's concussion issues are really just getting ahead of him, aren't they? He's played 2 tests already, and he was called into the World Cup squad, but ended up returning home with Shannon Frizzell asked to be his replacement. Luke Jacobson wasn't looked at for the North Island team as he didn't have enough game time to impress the coaches with, and I think they just wanted him to use the Mitre 10 Cup in 2020 to kind of just hone in on his leadership skills, get his form going again, and get a recall in 2021. I think that Luke Jacobson is definitely capable of a recall in 2021, and I can count on him to be at his best once again, I believe. Now, we're coming full circle back to the Blues. Once again, it's going to be a loose forward who I think could make a comeback. Dylan Hunt has recently moved from the Highlanders to the Blues, and it's a return home for Hunt, who was North Harbour's captain in the 2020 Mitre 10 Cup. Dylan Hunt has played a test against Japan before and was also called in to make his debut in a midweek fixture against a French 15 in 2017. I'd actually never heard of Dylan Hunt before, and the guy was very good in his debut even though he didn't play too many minutes. I think he was very good for the Highlanders, but in 2020 his minutes were somewhat diminished at the start of the season, with James Lentjes, also an open side flanker, being given the role of captaincy. Lentjes is no longer the captain as he's been dealing with a bit of injury, but Hunt's role in the side was very reduced and he wasn't playing as well in 2020. He may have had some homesickness or something. But he was very good in the Mitre 10 Cup. He was making destructive tackles and he was a monster at the breakdown. And I think that if the guy's going to be good to go for the Blues in 2021, he'll probably be used as a replacement more often than not, as Dalton Papali'i is currently in the All Blacks squad. But I do think that Dylan Hunt will definitely make his mark on the Blues, and if he isn't going to get a recall, I do believe that him and Papali'i could have a good battle for that 7 jersey. And also, he could only be an injury away from starting in the role himself. As we do know, loose forwards are injured a lot. Righty guys, that's the end of the video. So thank you very much for watching. I'll ask you as usual to please subscribe to us down here on YouTube, give us a like, also follow us on Instagram, subscribe to our Patreon, and of course, watch our next video, okay guys? Thank you very much for watching and I'll see you later.